Traffic is steady near the Moody Center as fans gear up for Harry Styles' last night here in Austin. But his music isn't really the only thing capturing fans' attention. Kelsey is joining us this afternoon. So what happened last night? And I see you brought a prop as well.
Yes, we have a little prop, and you've probably seen plenty of these if you've been downtown near the Moody Center as fans are decked out in boas. But that's not the only thing that Harry Styles is hoping they take away from this series of concerts. He's hoping that they take this energy and head to the polls. He joined fellow musician Willie Nelson in throwing his support behind Democratic candidate Beto O'Rourke earlier this weekend in his race for Texas governor. And videos online show the Beto for Texas sticker on Harry's guitar, and the endorsement featured a surprise appearance from the candidate himself. And now officials with the Republican National Committee took notice of the endorsements, saying in a statement, quote, "It seems like the only people who like Beto don't live in Texas." And that quote, "Beto has shown Texans that his priority is cozying up to coastal elites and celebrities. We'll see in a few short weeks how many are left standing around him when he loses for the third time in November." And now Harry's endorsement came just hours after Willie joined Beto on stage at a campaign rally here in Austin. And Willie's no stranger to Beto's politics, having endorsed him in his bid for the U.S. Senate back in 2018.
All right, so today we've seen a lot of buzz surrounding these endorsements, but we want to know how did these really affect those elections?
Yeah, Jen, it really comes down to timing. It's of the essence. And early in a campaign cycle or when you're nearing a primary election, these endorsements can pack a pretty strong punch. But with just over 5 weeks until Election Day, experts tell us that impact is going to be less pronounced.
Celebrity endorsements work best when they're done early and a lot of people haven't made up their minds. Because when we see candidates without a lot of name recognition, having a celebrity or somebody famous come out and endorse that candidate will give them instant credibility.
And not only that, but many fans are already familiar with both Willie and Harry's politics. Willie's endorsements date back decades, all the way back to President Jimmy Carter's 1980 re-election campaign.
The endorsement of Willie Nelson, although great for the campaign, isn't really going to move the needle because it's just going to reinforce what O'Rourke supporters knew all along, that Willie Nelson, somebody with very progressive credentials, endorsed the candidate who's the most progressive candidate in the race.
And we know also this isn't the first time that Harry has used his time on stage to be vocal, really, about issues we're facing in America.
Right, Jen, and it's not even the first time during his Austin residency that he's gotten politically vocal. Earlier in this tour, he has partnered with the nonprofit Every Town for Gun Safety on gun control efforts, and he started displaying voter registration QR codes at his concerts so fans can check their voter status. But while voter registration is a critical component and first step before Election Day, it isn't what wins or loses elections, experts say.
Voting itself here in Texas in particular means going to the polls either earlier or on Election Day. And we haven't been able to bridge that gap yet. So when we think about voter registration, it's very, very high, but a lot of people who are registered to vote still don't vote. And that's what politicians need to do if they're going to win.
And now we have reached out to Governor Abbott's office regarding these latest endorsements and celebrity endorsements and haven't heard back yet. If we do get a response, we will add it to this web story online at kxan.com.
All right, Kelsey, thank you so much.